So this is a really good question. If there's a shortage of homes and there's not enough houses to go around and the home prices are too high, why don't they just build more? Why don't they just construct more houses? It's a great article in Financial Times, which comes out of the UK, and they asked that question. Well, there's a lot of factors that go into it. As a licensed general contractor, we know a lot about that industry, and the problem is there's some headwinds that keep builders from just building as many houses as they can. Building a house is different than even building a car. You can build a car in a week, a few days in a week, ramp up production. Houses can take months or even years. First, you have to acquire the property, then you have to get permits, you have to do zoning, then you have to put together the lumber package, get work crews. It takes a long time to roll this out and then sell them. And if you guess wrong about what the market's going to be a year from now, you could be stuck with extra houses. If you guess wrong on what kind of houses and price point it might be, you might be stuck with that. If you also guess wrong about what your costs are, if you commit to a lumber package today and then lumber prices go down, you might spend too much money and people can't afford it. Interest rates change every 3 to 6 months, and the interest rates affect what people can afford for a house. So builders are very cautious. The last time builders were very ambitious and speculative about just churning out houses was back in the early 2000s. 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004. Well, you know what happened then. They built all these houses. Then you had a housing crash in 2008. Many, many builders went out of business. They went bankrupt. They lost a lot of money. They're not going to make that mistake again. Now, that was 20 years ago, but a lot of people still remember this. And even if you don't, you can read about history. So builders are very cautious about speculating on building large volumes of homes. And there's also still a labor shortage. The lumber supply shortage has pretty much worked itself out. If you need a lumber package, you can get that. But finding contractors is still tough. Your video will be back in 8 seconds. In the meantime, remember, you have access to live one-on-one consultation, undivided attention of a licensed certified expert in this subject and many others. We want to listen to your story. We want to hear your questions and give you expert advisement of your options. We want to tell you what we know about your situation and what options you have. Now back to your video. Most contractors now are working on a huge, huge delay. Good example is, if just out of curiosity, if you wanted to, call any of the skilled trades in your area, plumber, electrician, HVAC, and tell them you're putting an addition on your house and you want to know how much lead time they need to do the blank, plumbing, electrical, whatever, for that addition. And most of them are going to say 6 to 8 months. That's how far out they are. So if you're a national builder, you probably have a network of different companies you can contact. But if you're going to build a lot of homes, it still doesn't change the fact that there's a lot of volume involved, right? One plumber can only do, one house every week if they're going to do all the plumbing. So if you're going to do 20 houses a week, you need 20 plumbers. A lot of people got out of that industry. There's 2 times in history lately that people got out of the industry. After 2008 housing crash, a lot of contractors said, I'm giving up. They weren't making any money, and they either retired or went into another industry. When COVID happened, we're coming up on, 5 years almost? 5 years since COVID started. A lot of people couldn't build houses. They couldn't work. They were locked down. They got into other industries or, again, retired. There's no new generation of people coming into these skills trades. Look at Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs. He's got a foundation that's trying to get people into these trades, and it's still a struggle. This is what's holding back large-scale production of homes. And even if you could build one, the cost of the materials and the labor put the price you have to sell it for above what many people can afford, at least the people that are out there that need homes. This is kind of an intrinsic problem in the real estate market. Resales right now are doing very well, and some lower end new homes are doing well. At the very high end, that's doing well too. Homes in the $2 to $4 million range for high net worth, affluent type private client people. But that's not a huge volume. There's not a lot of those to go around. So what's it like in your area? Are the houses selling? Are they building new houses? Or are contractors in short supply? Thank you for watching. Remember, you can access live one-on-one personal consultations with a licensed private investigator, a licensed commercial insurance broker, licensed certified real estate title examiner, also a certified civil court mediator. So if you have a need to talk to an expert in any of these fields, or even a licensed building general contractor, you can click the link below, actualhuman.com, and arrange a live one-on-one undivided attention with a licensed expert where you can ask any questions, get information about your situation, and we'd be glad to help.